Hi guys, it's Alexandra and welcome to another Zen Warrior video. Today I will talk about one of my most favorite topics, and this is automatic writing. So I will basically break down for you the step-by-step process, my secret formula on how you can actually manifest your wildest dreams. And some of my greatest kind of manifestations have happened because of this specific tool. But before I go there, I just want to say that I wish, guys, I wish I had access to those tools I will be sharing with you today, like 10 years ago, right? It was only just very recently when I discovered all those things. And I wish, my old version had access to those strategies, those hacks and tips. So before we get started, I just want to say, in case you find this video helpful, informative, interesting, feel free to subscribe, like and comment below so we can get this conversation going. I'd love to hear your own ideas and suggestions on the topic of manifestations and automatic writing. Now, just a little bit about me. I'm an inspirational speaker, the founder and CEO of Oxygen, an urban yoga lab, and I'm a corporate well-being architect, meaning I design programs, well-being programs for big corporates, more than 50 Fortune 500 companies and 70,000 employees worldwide. So the things I will be sharing with you are things I have shared with thousands and thousands of employees who have attended my programs in the past. Also, recently I published a mini book / journal which is dedicated to the topic we will be discussing today, which is all about realizing our dreams, setting the right intentions, like going on a quantum leap, getting to be our best version, okay? So, without further ado, I will get started by introducing the topic of resolutions, of dream setting, of goal setting. And it's interesting, guys, because I saw our study the other day, which shows that 80% of us, all of us who are actually, setting goals and having New Year's resolutions, like by the very beginning of February, most of us, we actually, stopped working towards those New Year's resolutions. And you know what? Like 9 out of 10, by June, we are completely disconnected from where we want to go and what we want to achieve. So it's kind of scary, isn't it? And I just want to say that so many people, I've spoken to recently about their New Year's resolutions, they're just thinking, you know what? If this is the case, then we must be doing something wrong. So how do I do it right? So the today, video is all about that. Now, I will of course share prompts and techniques, but before I do, I just want to introduce an idea that you might have never thought about before, as I didn't, like 3 years ago, I had no idea about this concept of rehearsing emotions. I'll explain what I mean by that. So many people, like I used to be myself, they think that their biggest goals are somewhere out there. So when it comes to finding love of their lives, when it comes to becoming prosperous and abundant, the reality is that it starts from the inside out. And they first have to feel it inside the body. And I'll explain how does this work. But I just want to share with you my story. So back in 2018, I was a horrible presenter. I had the stage kind of stress and fear. I always avoided, any opportunity to do a presentation or to go and give a talk because I thought I wasn't confident enough. So I say to myself, you know what, just better stop, being on the spotlight, and that's how we are going to resolve this. But then there was a certain point in my career, and especially when I launched my business, where I realized that if I will not overcome this fear, this will be kind of a sabotaging thing for my business. So at that point, I said to myself, you know what? My goal this year, I remember it was 2018, I said to myself, will be to be confident, right? Be confident and get out there and just go and do it. And that was because I thought to myself that if I will follow Tony Robbins' strategy, if you know anything about Tony Robbins, then you must know that he is a firm believer of taking massive action. Fake it until you make it. Just go for it outside your comfort zone and do it over and over and over again. And that's how you build confidence. But the reality is different. At least it was different for me. You know what, guys? Like, even after presenting at 22 summits and conferences all over the world, I was a speaker or a panel speaker, a host in my own private events. And I thought to myself, if I'll follow this philosophy, this kind of school of thought, and do it over and over and over and over again, one day something will click and I will feel confident. This was not the case for me. So that was the point when I said to myself, oh my God, there must be something wrong with me, right? I must be doing something really wrong here. Like, this thing, it doesn't work. And then something kind of clicked and I asked myself, but what if I will actually normalize kind of rehearsing the emotions of confidence as much as I rehearse my talk, as well as I rehearse a speech. And I discussed this with my mentor, and she said to me, you know what, Alex, this is a great idea, because if you will start rehearsing your emotions, you will realize the emotions of confidence, self-trust, high self-esteem. The more you rehearse those emotions, the sooner you will realize that emotion is energy in motion. And the more you do it, the better it works. Like, it's like a bicep exercise for our soul. It's like a soul workout. And she said to me, actually, you will realize eventually that you get to choose the emotions you feel by just normalize rehearsing those feelings. And I know it might sound a kind of a complicated concept, but I'll make it easy and I'll break it down like step by step. But this single concept, it actually changed my life. It changed my life completely. So there is this amazing artist who is called Rick Rubin, and he once said that if we actually immerse ourselves in the present experience, we will allow our authentic emotions and our creativity to surface. And I feel like same applies to all the emotions. we start being more present, cultivate mindfulness and self-awareness, eventually those desired emotions of confidence, high self-esteem, certainty, like they will surface. So I want to share with you one of my most favorite quotes from Alan Watts, who actually spoke about this concept of being present in one of his kind of poems, which is called The Empty Bags. He actually said that the meditation, being present in your body, is the discovery that the point of life is always arrived in the immediate moment. So, now I want to share with you my 3 steps process, and I will elaborate like a little bit later on every single step. So, the process of rehearsing these emotions and realizing, manifesting all your dreams, your absolute dream life, are 3 steps. Step number 1 is visualization. It's about cultivating the feeling from the inside out. Step number 2 is practice being in the state of what it feels like, as if it is already done. We do this via automatic journaling. And step number 3 is doing the integration, so be in the frequency of knowing by using affirmations. And no, I won't invite you to repeat affirmations out loud over and over again. Again, this is a very outdated concept. I will share with you a very kind of almost magical way to use affirmations in your life to activate your like subconscious mind and reprogram your mind, really recondition the body and reprogram your mind. So we said step 1 is visualizations, right? So do the visualization practice. How? First of all, we have to find a quiet space where we feel comfortable sitting and writing. And ideally, we want to be the same place where we go to that place every single day. Might be a cozy corner in your living room, might be, the closest park wherever you live, or might be in the tube station even. Doesn't matter. As long as it is the same place and ideally same time. So we want to build a habit. Step 2 is about breathing deeply. Now, when it comes to breathing, I highly recommend the equal breathing technique or coherent breathing technique, because it helps us to calm our nervous system on a really, really deep level. And we end up feeling like we had a power nap, really. So I'll share the link in case you don't know how to practice coherent breathing. I'll share the link in the comments below. The next step is about setting an intention. So what do you want to achieve through your... So it can be silently or out loud. You repeat to yourself, what's your intention? So I want to share with you my own intention, just to give you an idea of what that kind of feels like, right? So every time I visualize, I repeat to myself, I am ready to visualize my ideal self, or my ideal life, or my ideal relationship, depending what my visualization is all about that specific day, and let my thoughts flow freely. The next step is we close our eyes and visualize. So for example, if the goal you want to accomplish is spending some time in Costa Rica this year, all you have to do is just close your eyes and imagine you are in Costa Rica. And ask yourself, what do you feel? And like this can be emotions, textures, sensations. Then ask yourself, what do you see? It can be colors or people or a certain scene. Then it's about what do you hear, right? It can be like birds or a melody or, you know, the wind, like whatever that is. Make it as vivid as possible, the colors, the sounds. And even better, will be if you try to kind of activate all your five senses, meaning what do you smell, what do you touch, and so on and so forth. So effectively, what you want to be doing is just immersing yourself completely, as if this is like a kind of a 3D movie. Use your imagination, and trust me, the more you do it, the better it gets. That's why I always say just immerse yourself, right? Allow yourself to feel it as if you're already there. How would that feel? And activate it in your body. And the next thing is anchor emotions, right? So focus on what kind of emotions would you feel if you were there right now. Like, what kind of emotion? Is it like you would feel elated or happy or cheerful or kind of enthusiastic? What is it? What do you feel? And then the last step, once you feel it in the body, triple, quadruple the feeling. Then next, if possible, the feeling. Allow yourself at that moment to normalize rehearsing emotions of happiness, satisfaction, self-realization. So this is my step-by-step process when it comes to visualization. Now, when it comes to journaling, I love what Regan Haley said once when she was actually discussing the topic of manifestations. He said, journaling is not about what you write, it's about tapping into the energetic feeling of your manifestations being done. Tapping into the energetic feeling of a manifestation being done. Now, this is what the journaling technique I'll share with you right now is all about. And I really invite you to practice the automatic writing. This is a free spirit style of writing, free style, let's say, where you just write down whatever comes in mind right after your visualization practice. You allow the free flow of ideas, thoughts, emotions to just, flow through the paper, through the pages. And just make it as expressive as possible. The next thing about it is just, don't be judgmental. Do not overthink it. Try to kind of contextualize it. What I highly suggest, guys, is you write down and you don't just pick the pen and just think. No, just write down. And step 2 is, even if there will be some thoughts, like negative thoughts or day-to-day thoughts come up, don't worry about it. Do not interrupt the process. Just write down whatever comes to mind. Doesn't make sense? That's much better. You just allow your subconscious mind to kind of, it's like a shower for your brain, really. So you want to bypass your conscious mind and access the subconscious mind. The next thing is about you, when it comes to journaling, you really want to write in the present tense, describe your visualization as if it is happening right now. For example, you might say, I am walking through a beautiful garden. It's a wonderful sunny day. You can smell the roses. So, like, imagine you are in Costa Rica. Like, I will use the example and I mentioned earlier, imagine you're already right now in Costa Rica and you're writing from there. You are documenting, your kind of journey in the present tense, at the present moment, right? So, and then as you do it, as you do it, you will feel like that there is a flow, a natural flow of thoughts and ideas. And just as I said before, just allow yourself to immerse into this and allow deeper insights to emerge. Now we are talking about practice number 3, which is affirmations. And honestly, it's powerful. This is where the integration of the work actually happens, meaning the visualization and the journaling work you do. This is the point where those two get connected via affirmations. So I won't suggest and I won't recommend, despite what many mindset coaches, well-being kind of mentors teach, I won't recommend you repeating affirmations. This is not helpful. Like repeating something you don't believe, like logically, like how does this help? Actually, it doesn't. It creates, from what I've seen from my clients, it creates a higher resistance. So what you actually want to do is just invite yourself to be open and trying subliminal messages via a kind of a sound therapy thing that plays while you're sleeping. There are many of those kind of guided affirmations available on Spotify and YouTube, but I'll share a few links in the comments below. And all you want to do is just to fall asleep with this sound, with this kind of words which represent your biggest dream. You want them in the background as you're sleeping. And what actually happens is, as you go, as you start transitioning into the theta wave, where you are actually, just in a kind of a deep relaxation mode, this is where you are more receptive. And according to neuroscientists, by having this repeating affirmations on the background, actually you create new neural pathways, and because of the neuroplasticity, we are actually able to feel it as if it is a self-hypnosis, really, right? So just try it, just give it a go. I never thought this would be beneficial for me. I just tested it and discovered that it works, and day after day I started feeling more and more confident, more and more energetic, more and more like really feeling safe within my body, So get into the emotional state, try it, and just remember to have fun, right? So we said visualization, journaling, and affirmations. Just try this kind of formula and let me know in the comments what was your experience and how this worked for you. And of course, if you found this video helpful or informative, please subscribe, like, and comment below. And of course, check my other videos, and if you want to be your best self.